Welcome to Rochester Business Connections, powered by Balbert Marketing, LLC, where I get the chance to chat with Rochester, New York's very best business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders. I am your host, Ben Albert. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, we don't do advertisements. My fee for this show is simple. If you gain value from the episode, personally share with a friend and explain your favorite part. Let's get started. I'd like to welcome everyone to Rochester Business Connections. I am here with Mido. How are we doing today, Mido?
Not bad. So far, so good, as long as there's no snow in Rochester yet.
We've got a little bit of rain, but no snow yet, that's for sure. And I'm happy to have you here. Ultimately, Mido is the owner of Rochester School of Fitness. He has worked with a tremendous amount of athletes, both on the repair side and on the training side, I believe. And I kind of want to open it up to you and have you to give us an opportunity to describe ultimately kind of a bird's eye view of your business and what it looks like from a bird's eye view.
Sure. We started November 6th 2006, our Rochester School of Fitness, with in mind to start child obesity because, as we know, it's the problem health-wise, again, first than everything else with the children and their families, and they struggle a lot about that. And a friend of mine, Kathy Hahn, who is a doctor in Pittsburgh Pediatrics, she was the one to, kind of initiate the problem. And that's how everything was built, in the way of thinking about those families. Over time, of course, I see being a professional volleyball player, athlete, in sport, healthy lifestyle, I connected through other people, to get athletes with me. Working at Oak Hill Country Club, I met a lot of people who followed me when I resigned there and started, working with me in my gym, and they were all different ages. And slowly word started spreading, and word of mouth kind of, helped me, extend all that, different ages, different issues, problems with the body, different goals, and all sorts of things, that one healthy lifestyle requires. And that's how we started growing more in all different directions. But my biggest thing was to be way different than any other gym like YMCA or, Midtown or any other big gyms as they are right now.
Yeah, to stand apart from the typical format. I want to dive a little bit more in what makes your gym different. But before that, you mentioned that you were a professional volleyball player. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I signed my first professional contract. I was 14 years old, and it was 15 years of great time and enjoyment in something I really, really loved to do and had fun, traveling around and, playing in Germany too, so I was all over, with the travel, which I love and enjoyed, everywhere I went to play, meeting other people, and other cultures, in Europe. And it was really interesting 15 years of my life.
Wow, that's very cool. I always like to know the history of people that brought you here today, professional volleyball player, and now you're helping people ultimately with that athletics and functional fitness. When I originally met you, that's what I was impressed with, that it wasn't your typical, show up, get very strong, get a six pack. It's you're focused on functional fitness and longevity and health more than anything. Or tell the audience exactly what you guys do at the gym.
So I always say what divides me, and that was my huge go-to Why am I different than any other gym? As you said, why am I not looking to build only six pack as most people think about fitness? When we say it's all about bodybuilding or huge bodies, using steroids to become bigger and stuff like that. My definitely point of view in the fitness is the health is the first issue, that is health. And we struggle nowadays, in the last probably 20 years or more with chronic diseases, which my mentor, Phil Kaplan, likes to say there's no drugs that can cure chronic diseases. Fitness industry, if it's focused on, can actually cure all chronic diseases like diabetes, low back issues, cholesterol, and all sorts of things that really can be done in a manner if you are focused on health in fitness rather than just lifting weights and doing all sorts of things that like heat or Orange Theory does a lot of cardiovascular stuff, through the heat and things like that. It's really like one certain age group that kind of fitness is okay, which is from 20 to, let's say, early 40s. People are still invincible, as they like to think, and do all sorts of things, like CrossFit training and stuff like that will make them feel that they did the workout. And then we have a group who is like becoming younger one, who is becoming athletes. They need fitness for strength and stuff. And then 45 and above, who start feeling joint issues, chronic diseases that are kind of catching up with them, and eating, problems, and, family and all sorts of things that kind of delay their work for, their health and lifestyle down the road.
Yes, you guys help just about everybody. You take them through that journey. I know I'm an example. I'm 29 years old, which, I'm by no means old. But if I don't eat well and I'm not taking care of my body, I start to feel it. You had mentioned the other day that it starts in your 30s. I'm like, this is starting in my late 20s if we don't take care of ourselves. So it's important to ultimately have a coach like you. It's
Yeah,
important to
that's
have a mentor. Well, what were you saying? Were you saying something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say actually that you need to learn. We're forgetting certain things. We are forgetting our grandparents' background and lifestyle. These days, everything is so easy to reach because our economic value is much better. Everybody works, everybody can buy different food. And the first thing we think about is the fast food because we everything do on the go. And that's where the problem occur. We slow down with the exercise when we get older, but we keep eating like we are 20s. So our metabolism changes. We keep eating the same amount of food and different food, that is like more junk food. Of course, we start, piling up our weights. And with that, inflammation comes, to it. And then body starts slowly falling apart over time. And if we don't pay attention to it, definitely starts, having all sorts of chronic problems, like, diabetes, maybe even heart issue, cholesterol, high blood pressure, all that stuff.
Yeah, age is just a number, right? It's all about how you feel and how you take care of yourself.
Pretty much, what my mentor always likes to say, do you like to be 58 years old that feels like 48, or you want to be 58 as 58 or above?
Mm.
It's all what you do.
I think it's great that you have a coach and a mentor yourself, and you serve as a mentor to people. Was there a time when you realized that the torch had been passed, and you were now the one mentoring others? And what's some of the wisdom and tips? You've already given us some, but what's some of the wisdom that you give some of your clients that look up to you for advice?
Most of the time when I talk about, reasons why you make changes, because we are coming into part of being grooved in of our habit of 20s, late 20s, early 30s, all that age and time is we grooved our habits and lifestyle. So when changes come, a lot of us, kind of trying to resist, they're like, whoa, I don't want to change that much, or no reason, for me to change yet. And then when issues start, coming to our body from joints, and chronic diseases, then, there is a need to be changed. We need to be mentally, ready. So when I start teaching people, about eating, and exercising, I'm trying to explain to them that there is a more life than just being in 50s or 40s or 60s, because we need to bear with our, let's say, grandkids or our children who are, let's say, younger, and we need to, back them up all the time, do things with them, and if you're not ready physically and your body is not ready to do things, then you're going to be all the time on a back wagon, you're never going to reach and, put help, that they might need, and of course, playing with your kids when you can't get up off the floor, it's a problem, you know. And I always say, do you really want to be playing with your kids and do what you enjoy, or be in the doctor's office more? That's a good question, to ask yourself where you want to be, and what you want to do. So that's the reason we are asking for small changes over time, nothing overnight.
That's huge. More than just asking myself, do I want to be healthy for me? It's what repercussions on my family, my workplace, my friends will occur if I'm not healthy for me. I never really thought about it that way. It makes it easier to be there for the young kids in the family and ultimately just have more energy and do better at taking care of everybody. Oh, I hadn't really thought about it that way. Um,
Yeah, a
to
little eye opening, I think, this information.
how long ago did you move to Rochester?
So I came January 31st, 1995, and settled first in the Hudson Avenue, and start learning language, and being in school, and then 6 months after moved to Webster. From Webster, I started school going to MCC, and then moved to Stony Brockport, and moved to Brighton, and little by little, things started expanding, and over time you start meeting people, working different jobs, you meet a lot of people, and then getting to Oak Hill, work on PGA 2003, met even more. So it's just like a starting connecting in this society, and most of the time now, when people say like Mido, oh, I heard about that name, they kind of know me just by the name. Nobody even mentions my last name or anything, they know who Mido is. So it's funny how time and over time, your connections grow like a big snowball.
They grow and they grow, and Rochester's a great place to grow those connections.
That's very true.
When you're just having fun in Rochester, what are some of the things you like to do? Is there any places you like to go, be it parks? Is there any dining you like here? What do you do on a weekend when you're just putting the work down and you're just looking to have a good time?
It might look like strange, but I work Monday through Sunday, because especially weekends time is like when people are
Right.
not at work, they want to do workouts. So that's my busy time, So my time doing for myself something, personally with my family, we go out of town. We go visit friends, that are, that we know they're close to us, let's say Toronto or New York City, New Jersey, around New York State, and that's what we pretty much use to do it. In Rochester, I just work most of the time trying to connect with people, trying to, help them in any possible way. So that will be my kind of go to, and people meet me here in the gym most of the time for anything. So there is not much time to enjoy directly in Rochester. When kids were younger, I would be going, for 4th of July, for the, firework, or all those things, that kids will enjoy. Then we were going. Now when kids are older, they're gone, and I'm focusing on work.
I think there's a lot to be said about that where, during a typical week, if someone needs you, you're there to help. You're always at the gym. You're always working with people, but you're not afraid to be like, I need to wear a different hat this week. I'm going on vacation, and as soon as I get back, I'm there all the time. So you do need to take a break though when you're ultimately helping people on. So 7 days a week, the gym's open.
Yes, it is, and well, that's how gyms are. Similar like a restaurants are. We're all the time open, because you got to be available for people when they are available. So you got to be very flexible with this kind of work, and especially me being as a first generation here, trying to adapt and adjust myself, and get somewhere where I want to be. It's the work that really gets you there. And keeping meeting people, talking about yourself, talking about your business, trying to connect and things like that. So a lot of stuff that happened over time is why I am where I am, is meeting people and learning from them and asking questions and connecting even more who will connect me somewhere else. And things are always connected, to the point that is the way to grow. And for example, when I build my new program for the corporations, as we know, there's a lot of chronic diseases like low back issues. Because people are sitting behind the computers these days much more than ever before. Is always what my connections with the business people to promote what I do and how I do things to help businesses, because if they spend less time in a doctor's office, they will spend more in the office working for them, which
Mm.
means insurance will not, spend more money. So it's like just a better way of having employees healthy than, just having them at the doctor's office, 2, 3, 4 times a month because of their problems.
Yeah, it sounds like you genuinely want to help people and you want to get them healthy. They're better at work, they're better at home. And you're expanding your business a little bit. Have you been talking publicly about the not for profit yet? Can we talk about it today?
Sure. We are very close to launch the fitness initiative, which is going to be a nonprofit organization that will work with low-income families, chronic diseases. Of course, we're gonna, go for, and child obesity too, in the city. So we're gonna try to focus a lot on the, city and all the families that will need help in all different ways, and to keep their lifestyle healthier than it was before. So that will be our major goal, to really put health in front of them and give them a little better lifestyle, or elevate their lifestyle, to eat better, sleep better, study better, exercise with it, all that stuff. If they learn, they will be able to embrace that for their future.
Yeah, they can embrace it. And ultimately, it sounds like you help every single part of their life by doing that. So it's important to be doing this for the city as a nonprofit. I completely support the endeavor.
Thank
I
you.
think it's needed. I think it's very highly
Thank
appreciated.
you. Thank
And
you.
ultimately, yeah. So, well, tell me a little bit about how you're navigating, because obviously being a personal trainer, it's easiest to have someone in the gym sweating, panting. We can't do that with the COVID restrictions. Tell me how the past 6 months have been and some of the shakeups you've had.
That was the second shakeup since I opened the gym, because 2008, as you remember, economy was down on its knees, and
Right.
that was the first shakeup, and I'm like, how am I going to survive this one? Well, luckily, with people who are with me, they were really committed, and people are really committed who are coming to work out with me, because I focus on them. I put all my knowledge and everything that I know. And if I don't, I search, I research, I read, and I find a way to help them, whatever that might be. So they're really committed to come. They're not just like, okay, I pay monthly dues and maybe I'll go once or twice to the gym and kind of satisfy my mindset. Uh, People that are working with me are very close to me. They're almost my friends, and we are always connecting. And I answer the questions, whatever they have, being in the gym or being home, doesn't matter, or somewhere else. I'm always connected with them. So that was my first shakeup, and I would say it was fear for me, big time, not understanding where and how I'm going to go through it.
Mm-hmm.
When I pull myself out of that and everything started getting much better and better, this COVID hit, and again, I have to say that I'm very thankful to the people who work out here in my gym that I started doing virtual classes, and that helped me to keep floating and keep doing things, that I did in the gym, but I had to do it through the screen at that point, and worked out pretty good because I set up everything in the gym. I have a big TV that is connected with computer, and I am able to show them, how to do it. I am able to correct them what they need to do. And my clientele, there's a lot of, compromised immune and health, so I like that we're doing this way so they're safe, but they'll keep doing their health part of their normal daily routine and lifestyle.
Yeah, you got to keep the gears still moving because with the uncertainty, the only thing certain is we have to continue to take good care of ourselves to avoid the virus, right? To be in better position to fight if we were to get it.
Exactly. And as people say, where's the will, there's the way.
Mm-hmm.
So we figure it out, we find a way how to do it. And being on a budget, with everything, I even research a lot and figure out, instead of Zoom and paying the Zoom, I'm using Jitsi, who is actually exactly like Zoom. It's just made by the nonprofit organization. It's for free. So that helped me a lot. And I was able to, go through all these months, not worrying about, extra payment that I really didn't need.
Sure. You got to adapt.
Yep.
All right. Well, I want to talk to you forever, but for the sake of time, I say we move on to the rapid fire round where we just ask short questions to get to know Mido a little bit better
Sure.
as a person.
Yes.
Do you drink coffee or tea?
Coffee would be always preference. I can drink tea, but coffee is my morning opening eyes.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. I had 3, and I can show this is my favorite one. She's gone by now. Matilda was my favorite dog, Mastiff, that is year she's gone, but she was the favorite one. And there's 2 little ones, so dogs always.
Yeah.
There's more energy, more to play with.
Yeah, they do like to play, and if you want to be active throwing the ball to them and everything, it's a perfect animal to be out running with, and so on and so forth.
Exactly.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I am becoming, as I'm getting older, I'm becoming a morning person, not to be able to work out early in the morning, but to start my day and everything else. I am morning now, but my workouts, for example, are between noon and 3 o'clock. That's where my body is kind of waking up to lift how much I normally would. If I have to do it early in the morning, I have to get like a 50% of what I normally lift just to go through it, because I know I am not going to be able to do it after. So I would say for now, morning, but all my previous life was night owl.
As a follow-up to that, ultimately, so there's no excuses. You don't have to be a morning person to stay fit, right?
That's exactly right. As long as you go to bed on time, in order to let your body recuperate, prepare for next day, sleep enough so you get rested, and you're fine.
Let's do one more. Let's ask ice cream flavor when you decide to get a little unhealthy.
I don't eat sweets. So my worst thing is wine or from time to
Mm,
time dirty martini.
gotcha. Any guilty pleasures in the food realm that maybe isn't a sweet but a guilty pleasure you like to eat?
No, I'm not like running
Oh,
for it. Like I said, my worst nightmare is the alcohol. If I have it, from time to time, there will be my enough bad calories, right there.
hey, so if anybody works with you, ultimately, they know that you can hold them accountable because you're doing it for yourself.
You got that right, and I'm always after them. Like birthday parties and stuff like that. I always ask them, so how many sugar is going to be on the table?
Let's, you've given a lot of great tips, and ultimately, you should be charging for your time right now because I feel like I'm getting a free consultation with lots of great tips. But can we have one more for the audience? One more just basic tip that help us going forward.
Embrace changes and keep working out because it's for your health first, and then everything else that comes with it, because other stuff will follow it. But think your health. Think that you need to run for another, depends of your age, 30, 20, 40 years, doesn't matter. But you want to be healthy and more out doing and enjoying things you like instead of being in the doctor's office.
Huge.
As simple as that.
So it doesn't matter. You might be a business owner trying to get your team healthy. You might just be looking for personal training, or you might want to support the nonprofit and support, people that really need it in the inner city getting the education and the training. How do any of these people keep in touch with you? Is there a website, an email? What's the best way to follow up and keep in touch?
On our website, there is all information that they can find, which is www.rochesterschooloffitness.com. And you can find any information you are looking for. Free advice too. Sit and talk for 1 hour and ask me questions or any kind of concerns or anything. I'm free and willing to do that.
Great. Mido, thanks for taking the time with me today. I appreciate it. It
You're
was
welcome.
fun.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you for having me on your show.
Thanks for listening to Rochester Business Connections. Don't forget to share this, rate, and comment on your favorite platform. You can also email me, ben@valbertmarketing.com. Let's connect soon. Until then, keep thriving, everyone.